The House of Representatives, convened in the 73rd General Assembly, hereby acknowledges and honors Home Education Day. Colorado law declares the right and obligation of parents to choose the proper education and training for their children. The members of the Colorado House of Representatives are thereby proud to recognize April 15th as Home Education Day in Colorado. The Colorado House further recognizes parents who educate their children at home for their continuing sacrifice and commitment towards producing graduates who are successful and productive citizens because of the values, education, and training they have received from their parents. Home-educated students are civically engaged, are well socialized, and score above average on standardized academic achievement tests. We are proud to honor, celebrate, and thank home educators and their children for their dedication to educational excellence and for their contributions to their communities. On request of Representatives Kim Ransom, Mark Baisley, and Tim Geithner, given this 15th day of April, 2021, State Capitol, Denver.
Thank you, Mr. Gregorio. Representative Ransom.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, members. Go ahead and sit down if you'd like. I wanted to clearly be part of this tribute today, even though my kids are all grown. Those of you that are new probably don't remember or know that up until last year when COVID hit, before that, on Homeschool Day at the Capitol, we used to have hordes of young children running around the Capitol learning stuff. They would have assignments and they'd be either doing scavenger hunts, finding things, or they would be handing out cookies to every single legislator. They usually hand out handmade cookies or pies to all the legislators, and they would ask us really good questions. Obviously, they can't do that this year. It is being done virtually, but they will be watching today. And I also wanted those of you that are new, I homeschooled my children. I think you know I'm a single mom. I also have 4 children. They were all homeschooled, although not the whole way through. And the 3 of mine that went to college all went on academic scholarships. That's not need-based, that is academic scholarships. And I always like to sing the praises of one-on-one tutoring, although I will also admit that homeschooling, while anyone can do it, I'm the first to admit it may not be the best choice for every parent. And I also know that there are a lot of children that really thrive in their local schools, which is why you saw me yesterday while we were working on the budget. We all tried really hard to get our public schools well funded and get our teachers to be well paid. And I know you know that I'm always a fan of that. But with that, I also will sing the praises of the parents that work really hard now to make sure their children get the best education for them. They take advantage of their family dynamics, the way it works, and it truly is a really good option for many, many of the children in Colorado.
Representative Geithner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, as a homeschool parent myself, my wife and I have been doing it since our kids started their educational careers, and now they're in 5th and 7th grade. And I have to tell you, it's probably one of the most rewarding things that we have been able to do as a family. Colorado allows for a lot of flexibility, and the homeschool community is a tight-knit community. There is constant exchange of this curriculum over this one, or this one works best, or have you gotten this coupon or this deal? I mean, we are so tight and so invested in each other and the ability to take this journey along with our kids as a family together. It's incredibly rewarding. You know, I can speak personally from just the flexibility that homeschooling offers, and that is, you know, I'm dyslexic. We found out that my son was dyslexic, and we saw him struggling, you know, as he was reading, my oldest son. And my youngest son would look at my oldest son, or I'm sorry, my oldest son would look at my youngest son, and he would sit back and he would say, you know, how come he gets it? How come I'm struggling? And you could just start to see him frustrated and struggling. But we were able to adapt so quickly. The ability to be so flexible really turned things around. He is a ferocious reader now, I'm pleased to say, probably reads more than anybody else in the house. And every time he's with a book, I'm like, hey, how's that book going for you? And he, you know, tells me a little about the book. And I said, make sure you thank your mom, because she gave you that gift that you have, that you will always have. And so for all the moms out there, the dads out there that are homeschoolers, thanks for what you do. You have a huge impact on families, on kids, and on the direction, quite frankly, of the state. And so I'm pleased to be here with Representative Ransom and Representative Baisley.
Representative Baisley.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker. My apologies.
No problem.
We appreciate every teacher. I think everyone in the room agrees that we don't pay them enough. In the case of homeschools, yeah, we don't pay them at all, those parents. But God bless them all, because they're stepping up for what they believe is the best route for their students, for their children. And so I'm appreciative that we have built right into statute and Constitution the allowance, the flexibility within Colorado to take whatever options that you believe is best for your student. We all want the best for our students, and who knows better than their parents. So when they step up and try to juggle everything else in life, making a living and teaching their students at home, that's pretty amazing. So God bless you all. And we just appreciate that opportunity, appreciate all those parents.
Representative Pelton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My wife and I homeschooled our girls. Well, I was in charge of field trips. I didn't do any real teaching, but it was great. It was mentioned about flexibility. You know, they could learn everything they needed to by noon, and then had the whole afternoon, or sometimes we just pick up and go on a over weekend deal. And my youngest daughter has decided to homeschool her kids. She's been doing that now for 4 years, I think. So it's a great thing, and I'm glad this tribute was here today.
Great. Thank you guys very much.